Hello, Nurse Claudia here, and today's topic are artificial sweeteners, and are they actually safe? We are all guilty of drinking diet drinks because they claim to have less calories or even 0 calories per the nutrition value. The reason why I want to touch base on this topic is because cancer is the leading cause of death globally every year. 1 in 6 people die from cancer. Concerns about the chemical they use in artificial sweeteners are causing a number of health problems, including cancer, which have been around for many years. Everyone knows that less calories are best, and my motto used to be, if I'm going to get fat, it's not because I'm drinking in my calories, it's because I'm actually eating a hamburger or something real. Back when I was younger, I drank my coffee with a tablespoon of sugar, and then someone mentioned that all the sugar is going to make me fat or I'm going to get diabetes. It's funny when how someone mentions something, you start using something different. And then I started using the artificial sweeteners. The first one I started using was Sweet and Low. Some popular artificial sweeteners are saccharin, which was the first one on the market, Sweet and Low, which contains saccharin, Splenda, which contains sucralose, Equal, which contains aspartame, and NutraSweet, which also contains aspartame. Saccharin was one of the first artificial sweeteners out in the market. It contains some chemicals that in the study it was causing induced rat bladder cancer. And saccharin, however, being taken off the market back in 1981, it still appears in some of the ingredients in bakery products, candy, chewing gum, desserts, jelly, and salad dressing. So if you're out there buying some certain products, just make sure and go over the ingredients and see and make sure that if it contains saccharin, that at least you know what you're taking in and not being ignorant to what you're eating. So now that we touched base on saccharin, one of the sweeteners that contains saccharin is Sweet and Low. And Sweet and Low's motto was pick up a box of your favorite 0-calorie sweetener and enjoy its sweetness at home. Although saccharin was banned in 1981, other artificial sweeteners came out with a name and they still contain saccharin. So just know what you're putting in your coffee or your teas and use it, wisely. I'm guilty of using Sweet and Low back in the day, and I used to use it religiously in my coffee and in my teas, and I stopped once I got sick. So guys, I then switched to Splenda after Sweet and Low. And Splenda contains sucralose, and sucralose can change your gut microbe by lowering the number of good bacteria by half. Splenda contains sucralose made from sugar, glycerol, a compound found in rat molecules, produce harmful substances called chloropropanols, and these substances may raise a cancer risk. The following acute health effects may occur immediately or shortly after exposure to 3-chloropropanols contact and can irritate the skin and eyes. Breathing 3-chloropropanols can irritate the nose and throat, and exposure to 3-chloropropanols may cause nausea, vomiting, dizziness, and incoordination. Some of those other side effects, okay, they're side effects, but my main concern is cancer risks as well. So again, just use your choices wisely and know what you're taking in with your diet drinks or your baking goods. Now I'm going to talk about aspartame. The FDA has determined that this sweetener is safe, not toxic for the general public. Aspartame, in dozens of studies, has been linked to serious health problems. For instance, cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, seizures, strokes, dementia, as well as some negative effects in the intestinal area. And it can also cause mood disorders, headaches, and lastly, migraines. Some of these concerns have stemmed from the results of the studies in the lab rats. These studies were published by a group of Italian researchers in the late 2000s, which suggests that aspartame might increase the risk of some blood-related cancers like leukemias and lymphomas, including other types of cancer. And this is kind of like off the record. One day my friend came over, and my friend Hannah, and I offered her some fancy coffee from my coffee bar, and she noticed something. She noticed I had different types of stevia in my coffee bar. So I had offered her my fancy coffee, and there in my coffee bar I had Truvia, Whole Earth, stevia in the raw, and all but monk fruit, which I've had monk fruit in the past as well. And she looked and she goes, "Oh my gosh, these are not safe." And this had started my journey to researching on artificial sweeteners and my sweeteners that I use now. So in her very loud voice and her little tiny body, she yelled, "What? Why do you consume this? These aren't good for you." And I'm like, oh my gosh. Sometimes I just want to choke her because she points things out that are simple facts that I just simply want to ignore. So I looked it up, and of course, Truvia contains erythritol, and erythritol converts to an acid called erythronate, which is commonly found in the tissues of many people with cancer. Erythritol can also increase blood clot formation and increase the risk of heart attack or stroke. Wow. So of course in my videos I have to put safer alternatives. Some of the safer alternatives are monk fruit, straight monk fruit without the erythritol in it, and stevia in the raw or raw stevia. Those are two of the safer alternatives. So I'm going to go over stevia, the pros and the cons. I guess I'll go over the cons first because there's that way I can go over the bad stuff with stevia. So stevia is more expensive than sugar and other artificial sweeteners. The side effects, it can cause bloating, nausea, and gas. Stevia also has like a bitter aftertaste to it. So it's an acquired taste. So if you want to lose weight, I mean, you can risk it and just have that taste. You get used to it. I'm used to it already. The pros for it does not have any calories. It's a good choice for people who are trying to lose weight. And it's a good alternative for people with diabetes because it doesn't raise blood sugar levels. It's convenient because it's available in liquid, granule, and it's available in powder forms. So finally, we are going to talk about monk fruit. This is the last of my slides, and I'm going to talk about the pros with monk fruit and the cons. Sweeteners made from monk fruit don't impact blood sugar levels, so it's good for people with diabetes as well. It has 0 calories. Monk fruit sweeteners are a good option for people who are trying to lose weight as well. Unlike some artificial sweeteners, there's no evidence to date to show that monk fruit has any negative side effects. So make sure that you do buy the correct monk fruit though, the monk fruit in the raw, not the one with the erythritol or any other chemicals in it, because they do mix it. Now the cons, monk fruit is difficult to grow, so it is more expensive in the stores because it's more expensive to import. Monk fruit sweeteners are harder to find than any other sweeteners because of that. And not everyone is a fan of monk fruit because they say that it has an unpleasant aftertaste. It's kind of too sweet. For me, I kind of like monk fruit. The taste better. Stevia has more of a bittery licorice aftertaste, and versus monk fruit has a sweeter aftertaste. So here's my videos on sweeteners, and I hope you decide now that you know, and you know what kind of choices you're making and what you're putting in your body. So choose wisely. And remember, like I said, your body is your temple, and what you put in it is what you get. So please like and subscribe my videos, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.